Hey there guys, Kason41 here. Today we're going to be looking at Deadzone or Rogue from like a gameplay design perspective, as well as just, kind of doing a little bit of a play and just seeing how it goes. First thing I like to do is always take a look at the settings menu. Pretty comprehensive settings menu. Definitely Unreal Engine-y from what I can tell. Yeah, very, very Unreal Engine-y, which is fine. Perfectly good. Yeah, perfectly good. Nothing super amazing. It is nice that these have tooltips. It's something you should try to do, convey as much information to your player as possible. But then you do end up in situations like this where you have to, explain what, the volume of music is, which is always interesting. The game does have multiplayer, so it does come with voice. I do like that it shows how much VRAM you're using, everything like that, so you can tweak things as you go. Kind of funny that it's so low on the beginning, obviously because it's the main menu, but doesn't really give you a really good indication of what's being used. It could be good for whenever you pull up the settings menu in game, but it does seem like it has quite a way to update your experience in the game, which is really awesome to see, as well as some network stats and some FPS stats, so really, really cool. You can also change several other things with your crosshairs. In an FPS game, that is nice to see, even offset, which is quite interesting. Sure, let's save the settings. I didn't change anything, but yeah. Having a dedicated news button is kind of funny, but I suppose that's one way to do it, to kind of get people to updates. This game just hit 1.0, so I guess that is something you would probably want to be plugging. I do like that it does explain what the difference in difficulty is based on a hover. That is always really nice to see. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do normal because that sounds about right. It's also hard to talk while I play, so we are just going to hope for the best and see how many times I die because I have not tweaked a dang thing. Good little cinematic intro, good pop in of UI. Sounds good. Good voice acting.
Can't remember anything.
Okay, so just kind of thrown in here. Just kind of thrown in here with all this stuff with no real context, which is fine, I guess. That's just a paint station. These are my missions, upgrades. The little UI pop-up there that's like giving me contextual information.
It's a plant.
I like that. Is really helpful. So you can tell, like, this is like your mail. Like, do I know what that does? No, but I know it's mail. And is this a stat viewer? Do I know why I want to look at my stats other than just the interest in my stats? No, but it does tell me. This is a paint station, and I can paint missions. That one's kind of interesting. That do I have to pick a mission, or should I just keep going forward and it will auto start me? It is nice that you can automatically join co-op if you don't want to have to play through a tutorial or anything like that. That is nice to see. There's a cryopod down here. Yeah, very Unreal Engine-y, very good lighting, very good graphics, as typical with an Unreal Engine game. I'm wondering if it's going to have the Unreal Engine hitching, though. We will have to find out. Good external.
Earth.
Oh, okay, so Earth.
Damn.
Cool, 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 cool. Good external view there. Good ambient decoration right now. It's like minimal, but it's enough to kind of get the sense that you're on kind of a space station here. Nice little graphics on the loading screen as well. Looks good, keeps you kind of engaged. I should probably check my sensitivity. It's probably not. Oh, that's kind of cool. Zoom in and zoom out. Alright. Like, I guess that's a way to change your FOV on the fly as well as your zoom level, and kind of gives you a little bit of stealth mode. Okay, kind of gives you a little bit of a choice there on how you want to handle whatever situation you're in. So dead guy here, seems like he didn't make it. So I'm in stealth mode, so I'm guessing I can't be hurt. I would imagine that hurts me, so these guys can't see me. Can I just pull up a regular map? M does not work, so it looks like it's mini-map only. It looks like these guys are patrolling, so it seems like stealth mode is more about... So that's the whole zone. That's the whole area, I guess, because this is a rogue-lite. I think I'm just gonna have to get started, and we're just gonna have to see how it goes. Okay. Yeah. Pretty good. Oop. Oh wow, I missed a lot there. Dang. Okay. I like the dodge element is cool. So these guys, I mean, it's the very first zone on the very first level. Probably took me longer than it should, but it seems fine. Okay, so this is some kind of upgrade. It says it was level 2. Looks like it auto-equips, which is something I like to see, if it's like automatically better. Maybe not automatically better, but if you don't have anything equipped and you go to pick something up, it's probably a good idea just to equip it to your player. It tends to be a really good choice. From a game design perspective. And now that's always harder than you think to kind of, look. Whenever they don't have something equipped, that's a little bit easier because it's literally just a comparison. Oh, I like how it rotates towards you. That's kind of a cool thing. So it must be its own game object that like focuses on the player, which is kind of funny. It's a decent perform. Not really. It's not really a performance hit like in the grand scheme of things, but it is kind of funny that they chose to do that, just sacrifice a little bit of performance of constantly checking the player's location and everything. So I mean, it's no different than an AI agent, but it's kind of cool. So let's take a look at what our thing is here. Uncommon weapons, really good tiles. Those look nice. They're very informative. Like seeing something like that. ROF, sort of rate of fire. I guess they just went for an abbreviation because these tiles are kind of this like one area for information is kind of short, and rate of fire is pretty hard to put on there, as well as damage, but they went for full of like reload and mag size. Let's go ahead and do, I like the idea of they're all pretty good. That one's 9. That one seems like more my shtick. I just like assault rifles. That tends to be something that I run more often than not. What I was saying before, just about auto-equipping items if you don't have an item, it's a little bit more complicated than you think. Anything to do with an inventory system is more complicated than you think. But with not having anything, that's a little bit easier because you could just look and say, hey, if slot is null, and upgrade grab, just do it, just equip it. That one's a little bit easier. You get into like a little bit more hard things if you're trying to compare stats, like unless you have like an overall power level or something like that, it gets to be a little bit harder as to determine like what is quote unquote better for your player. And a lot of the times you don't want to make that decision for the player anyway, because you never quite know what they're gonna want, like what build they're going for or anything like that. Whoa, come on, there we go. So a lot of the times taking away player agency isn't a good idea, and just automatically equipping things like that sometimes does that. Let me go ahead and make sure I grabbed that log entry back there. The dash is kind of nice. Let's go ahead and, oh, there's still someone here. Okay, it just phases right. Oh, so that one caught, but that one caught. So it seems like there's a, yeah, so you can, oh, that's kind of cool. Pretty good hit detection there, just based on like watching stuff phase through the crates. So there's a log entry. I can't pick it up or anything like that, so it's a contextual UI thing. Very good. We finished another round of hull checks today. No cracks or breaches. Just smooth sailing to Mars. Okay, so we're going to Mars. But I do like how everything faces you in the game. That's kind of cool. Okay, I assumed this would hurt me, but it doesn't. So interesting. Just a nice little UI flair there, something to kind of jazz up the area. An item orb. I love that it follows you. Are the thrusters really working? Like if I turn this way, does he constantly keep turning those thrusters off? Kinda. Maybe. No. Kinda. I think it's random enough that it gives you the impression that it does, but it's not really doing any kind of advanced logic to track you like that. Immune to all damage for 2 seconds, 25%, 50% damage, and a weak pot shot. Ooh. That'd be better if I had like a really strong gun. Tourniquet might be just the best thing for me. As with every roguelite game, balancing stuff is pretty hard.
All the ships must be locked down.
Okay, lots of dead robots here. Okay, so it seems like they could just phase right through you and nothing bad happens. You can literally just walk on them, which is interesting. I don't really think there's an optimal engagement for this one. I think it's just you're gonna have a bad time. I might actually just start it up here and just try to dive down there after getting started here. Sorry about the beep. That is from a work email, which is always fun. I don't really know why I'm getting a work email at the ripe hour of 6 a.m., but I am, so that's interesting. I'll have to deal with that after I'm done with this because I don't really feel like dealing with that right now. Alright, so that was a pretty good little bit. That was like really easy. I did see like a little area down here. Okay, so that's kind of cool, but you could totally just trap yourself down here. I guess you could also just stand in there and just unload on people, or maybe there's melee weapons. You can kind of have that as like a corner. So kind of cool. Augment orb. Alright, so it looks different than the item orb, which is nice. Anything visual you can do to help like communicate to your player is always really good. Hip fire elemental, the little UI tooltips, icons look really, really good. Aim 50% faster while aiming, better proc chance. Proc enemies are outlined, weak spots are easier to hit. I don't really hip fire, I aim more than I hip fire, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that.
What the hell is going on here? Those machines tried to kill me.
Yeah, that's really stating the obvious there, but I suppose that's kind of funny that the music is just super regional. That's kind of cool. In Unreal Engine, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how you would have something with such a steep drop off in such a small area, but that is quite cool.
This looks important.
So Fabricator, looks like you can just so it's a shop. Okay, you can upgrade equipment or you can buy new stuff. I don't really think I want new stuff. I guess I have a grenade that I haven't used, and that's fine. Let's just go ahead and upgrade my level. Can't go further at this Fabricator. Okay, so it's level 3, Fabricator max level 3. I'm guessing you just, find more Fabricators as you go, and it's a little bit better that way. Do I have 2 primary weapon slots, or no? I have a secondary weapon slot. So technically, I could get that as a secondary weapon. That is quite better. The question is how... Do I have limited ammo? I do not appear to. Which is a perfectly fine game choice. I'm just deciding if it makes more sense to have a secondary weapon or not. Having infinite ammo kind of makes it a little bit of a choice, because okay, so that's my time to shoot after a reload with that. So like when I could shoot, switch. So it is faster, but and reloading your secondary is quite fast. So it does give you like a valid option to switch between there, but is it really the best one? Save and return to main menu. No, I'm good. That is really nice that they offer that option though. A lot of the time with like roguelike games, it's just you're screwed. And I have a small child, so having the ability to have like a quick out is good. As a dad, I have now started to prefer, I have now started to prefer games that I can just pause at any point that do not have gated checkpoint areas like that. Simply just because you never know what a small child is going to need at any given time. Actually, another reason that I do videos and play video games so early in the morning is just because he is still asleep. So usually I'm able to do a few things in the mornings, which is quite nice. I don't have boots, so let's go ahead and grab those. But the ability to pause anytime just adds some flexibility to your game there, and also enables a little bit more flexibility, like I just said, for your players, so then they can determine for themselves when they want to stop and everything like that. It's usually a good so interesting that I have, okay, so it's not an item inventory, it is purely for those kind of things. Alright, but yeah, just the ability to pause anytime is good because you can just walk away. So you know that's like a problem with like online games, you can't do it. But also just being able to save and walk away. Some people don't like to log a lot of playtime on games, so they're not actually playing. So sometimes that's really good. Ranged enemies. Let's do that because I like my current gun. So we're just gonna try to keep upgrading it, I think. Stealth mode. It is interesting. So the whole point of the stealth mode is so you can like walk around the level, figure out where things are, and everything like that. And it's a very valid take on it, in my opinion. But one thing about game design, there's like a concept called flow, and it's like how engrossed you are in a game, like how much you forget that hey, this is a game, and I am just totally engrossed in this. And there's a whole bunch of theory behind it, but taking these just pauses out of the game, like so going from like just constantly shooting and like having a crazy time to every time you enter a new zone it's like pure stealth mode. It kind of interrupts that flow a little bit in a way, which I don't know how I feel about quite yet. It does give you some like good opportunities to do like some activities that you might need to do, like for instance scout the area or whatever, but it does kind of take you out of the hey, I'm a guy clearing a space station vibe. So your mileage might vary, but just from like a game design point of view, that's a little bit of an interesting choice. I understand why it was picked. Okay, that secondary actually slaps. I understand why it was chosen, just because it's a roguelite, there's a lot of stuff to do, and it also adds like a little bit of an element of planning, kind of extends the gameplay value of your game. Ooh, hey.
CEO is requiring us all to message post throughout the workday. I've been informed I should refrain from ridiculing this initiative, but I find it profoundly superfluous. My laboratory documentation is, as always, meticulous and self-explanatory.
Good voice acting. Good voice acting. I would have hated to trigger that during a fight, so I hope they have some kind of protection in place for that, just so you can listen to it without, having being in a gunfight. But you also don't want to have them miss it. So interesting little choice there. As I was saying, like the flow of the game being broken up. I guess there is already a little bit of a break of the flow of this kind of stuff. So, maybe it's not the worst thing ever. Let's go and get grenade cooldown. I don't think I've thrown a grenade yet. I'm guessing it's G. Yep. Okay, so stealth mode. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was just shooting, and it came here,
Storage. Trees for terraforming, maybe.
kind of breaks up the flow of it. Okay, so it seems like that guy's a shield generator. I'm actually gonna start here then. Oh, okay, those guys are tanky. Okay. But they can't move, so I guess that's the trade-off there. Which is good, because there's kind of the magic triangle of enemy. How hard do they hit? Oh, pretty dang good. Okay. So yeah, that kind of adheres to the magic triangle of like enemy design there. They can either have a lot of health, they can either be fast, or they can hit real hard. These ones have mediocre health, but they hit hard, but they can't move. So, kind of adheres to good game design principles there. Very good environmental. I just realized this room was like moving, which is like a concept for sci-fi of how to generate like artificial gravity. Gravity is like having things spin around, and it kind of generates a gravitational field. So something cool to see. Nice little game design element there. Nice little touch. Void, shield optimizer, or cryo. 50% shields, reduce recharge rate by 4 seconds. I like shields. Anything I can do to like keep my health up is always good. Okay, so safe room here. Do we have music again? Oh yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at the fabricator.
Let's see what they've got.
Pretty much same kind of choices here. Just gonna go ahead and upgrade our gun again because I feel like we need to keep up with that. Defense, plus 6 max health, so that's actually pretty good. My grenade is like super weak. I wish they would offer me another grenade. It says my health is full, which is interesting because it wasn't when I walked in here, so I must have got healed somehow. Yeah, for the most part, I might just run with that and hold on to the money and see if I can get something cool as I go. Let's keep moving. I wish I knew how many sectors there were. Oh, I didn't see him get me. That kind of sucked. So I didn't read that one at all, but I didn't really think I needed to. It was quite a bit stronger than mine, I think. Oh, that just lit everybody up. Oh no. Okay, those are some kind of mines, so I don't want to mess with that. That void is really working for me. The guy behind me. Nice, okay. The shooting feels good. I guess my only critique with the shooting is it doesn't like the sound. Whoa. With this gun anyway. So it's supposed to seem like a really big, weighty gun. That's the impression the model gives off, as well as like a little bit of the sound design. But it doesn't sound as weighty as I would like. But it is perfectly functional, and the muzzle flash is good. Watching the bullets feed in through the side is good. One thing, for a game that's so detail-oriented, it's interesting that they didn't actually simulate like the last bullet or two that just disappears from the chain there. Perfectly fine, not something you're going to notice during a firefight or anything like that, but there's also no shell ejections, which is interesting. I mean, on a belt-fed gun, usually it just, comes out the other side, but, or, at least the chain comes out the other side. But there's like no shell ejections even with this gun either, which is interesting. Perfectly fine if you don't want to simulate that, but interesting that they are willing to make these performance impacting changes, like having this thing follow you as opposed to adding some visuals for the guns. I do feel like that's actually kind of sweet. I kind of wanted the damage, but like gathering all the scrap is also kind of sweet. Shield guy's gonna be first one dead here. Oh, okay, so that's like a kamikaze. Whoop. Okay, so I guess that's when it makes sense to pull your secondary out. Okay, that did not do nearly the damage I wanted it to. They're gonna come around. There you go. Get that, nice. We have another guy over there, but they don't seem to notice me, so that's fine. Basically the same, just a flat upgrade, and that's a rare primary weapon. I wish I could have 2 primary weapons. That would be cool. I don't think I want to switch. Let's just switch for a second. Same gun. Wait, no, different gun. Wait, what? So that's the Pulsar versus the Juggernaut, so it seems like that one's not belt fed though. The Pulsar is not belt fed. Okay, so it doesn't update the moment you switch, or does it? And that was just a weird glitch. Okay, interesting that it did not switch. Okay, let's take a look. Do I like this more? I was too busy evaluating the weapon and then try to fight there. That's kind of cool. Everyone is supposed to, don't take 7 minutes, you don't want to, you can clear your locker. Okay, big boss, CEO. Okay, so interesting. Okay, let's take a detailed look at the stats here. So this thing does 30 damage per shot, so lower damage, but a little bit higher rate of fire, 22 mag size. I might get rid of it just because of the mag size, honestly. Not having enough ammo is always a problem. Grenade kills replenish, 30% ammo. Let's go ahead and do shields, which is always nice.
Not a bad view, really.
Okay, so this is a new kind of enemy. Looks like he has rockets and purple tubes for some reason. So let's just drop. Oh, crap. Okay, I was like, let's just drop him because he looks dangerous. Okay, so they are very shielded. It does look like you can probably overwhelm the shield, though, from the button that popped up. Nah, see, that's funny. So you can shoot through the shielded guy to hit the shielded guy, but you can't shoot any of the enemies inside of the shield, which is interesting. Good particle effects too. As with most Unreal Engine games, I don't know if the developer made them from scratch or anything like that, but as with most Unreal Engine games, it looks very nice. You can get a lot of good particle effects and stuff off the Fab marketplace. So maybe the developer did that, maybe the developer didn't. Either way, it looks good. I think I want locked and loaded. That sounds good. Okay, so this looks like a shittier thing. It is Sector 10, so I imagine it's some kind of boss fight. I only have one place to lure them. It's over there. I feel like these are spawners. No, not spawners? Okay. So, whoa! No, no, no! Go away! Dang, I missed and hit the barrels that I wanted to use. Okay, so this is like some kind of like wave defense deal. Give me that. Is that secondary? Yep, give me that. Ooh. That kind of slaps. As a secondary? That slaps, man. Okay. I'm in. Sold. Don't gotta ask me twice. Dang, that hurt. Should have paid attention. I do feel like, even though I was talking about interrupted flow earlier, the game does have good flow on like larger fights. Like, oh, what are you? Okay, so that's your thing. Alright, I think I'm probably done messing around with secondary weapon here. Might have to be, just because he is going to cut me up. Definitely want to try to kite him around, I think. It is taking up a lot of bullets, though. Okay, gotta pay attention to that move. Ooh. Does he have a weak spot? He does. I'm just a bad shot. No! I don't really want to lose my first boss fight. That would be ideal. Okay, nice. A little extra shields there. It doesn't seem like he dropped anything super amazing, so I am very hurt. So hopefully the safe room does just heal me. Ghost Blade, 30 melee damage, stealth for 5 seconds. Okay. I think my one gun does that, but let's just go ahead and grab the Ghost Blade because that sounds kind of sweet. Alright, so safe room does automatically just kind of heal you. How much? I don't know, but hopefully full. It does not, just a little. So I wonder if you just get that with every area that you go into. This is only one health kit, that's fair. Harrier, 34. Oh wow, so really fast shooting gun. Okay. Uncommon melee weapon, that might be cool to get. Let's grab that. Let's go ahead and upgrade our quality, so then we get more affixes. Okay, sold. I've been running this gun the whole time, so let's do it. Doesn't upgrade the damage or anything like that, which is fine. So it added speed reduction, minus 20%, spread reduction, minus 20% bullet spread. So not that bad. Let's go ahead and do the damage. And then if we roll the affixes, so I can re-roll all of the singularity and the spread reduction, because I don't really like spread reduction. So let's re-roll it. 5% chance to shatter, your 3% chance to steal, heal for you for 5% of your max health. That's actually pretty good. I might actually keep that one. That one sounds kind of sweet. This thing was really cool. I liked the shatter, and it was just also kind of a nice little gun. So we're gonna go ahead and I guess not upgrade it. Let's just save our money. I don't know how many missions, like how many areas I have to go through. So I do see a tech mastery spot. So that should tell me that there's like progression elements to the game. There's an elevator here, which is the first time I've seen this. Kind of funny, you can just kind of kite around the elevator. Let's see what this is. Is this just zone 11? So I don't know how many sectors there are. And I'm definitely still in Sector 1. Okay, go away. Turret. Okay, you suck. Hate turrets. Ooh, you look fun. Oh, so he can block too. Okay. Okay, that guy's gonna be a pain. But it does add like a good tactical challenge. Oh, okay, okay. So you do not want to be anywhere near that guy when he starts unloading. Oh, no, 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 I'm stuck. Go for the legs. Go for the legs. Nice. Okay, a little bit of tactical challenge there. I'd like to see it. That was pretty cool. Ooh, level 5 grenade. Don't care what it is. Sold. Anything cool in here? Interesting little decorative thing right there. Take a look at what the item orb has for me. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, let's do overclock core. That just sounds kind of sweet. Alright, I don't love this one. And I guess this is where the benefit of the having a couple of seconds is good. Still hurt myself on him, which is hilarious. Dude, this secondary weapon slaps. Is that destructible bottles? No. Ah! Go away. Oh, I forgot I got stealth for a couple seconds there. Whenever I melee things. Oh, not one of those guys. Guess what? Grenade! Even having like a status effect weapon I think would be good for those guys. That's that Seeker missile thing. I don't like him. Alright, let's get behind him. Didn't care. He did not care that I got behind him, which is fine. Those guys are kind of adding a lot of challenge, I gotta admit. I was like kind of worried that the enemies would just kind of be fodder, but he was actually really good. 50% weak point damage sounds good.
I guess the Martian colonists need a place to beach.
That guy looks sick. He looks like a reanimated enemy. That's kind of sweet. I'm gonna get bombarded by explosives as soon as I start. Whoa. Okay, they have like some kind of dash as well when you hit them. Okay, good to know. Whoa. Nope, not playing. Okay, very cool. It is kind of funny that they made the comment that it's weird that there's a beach here. Because it is. It is weird that there's a beach here. 30% weapon swap speed, 15% shields. Cooldowns are reduced by 15%. That's not too bad. And it restores 2 shields. For 3 seconds after swapping, you don't consume ammo. So if I switch to this... Oh, yeah. Okay. Love it. Okay.
This passenger level freaks me out. Where are all the passengers?
Very good voice acting, I gotta admit. So now that I have that 3-second thing, having higher rate of fire weapons might actually not be the worst idea in the world. I'm definitely going to upgrade this guy because having that ability to switch to it and just unload is amazing. Let's just keep all our stuff upgraded here. Might as well upgrade our grenade too, because that was useful against the shield guys. In case we run into another one of those, we're going to want something to deal with them. Sector 14. Seems like this guy's off on his own. Let's just drop him. Go ahead, try call it in. I say as I immediately run to 3 enemies over here. Oh no, not him. Go away. Ooh, okay. Oh no, he's gonna shoot. Oh, that's missile guy. Whoop. Wait for him to finish. Kill missile guy. Get the leg. Nice. What else we got? Cool grenade. Don't really want it, I don't think. Oh, dang it. Nope. Ah! Okay, they blow up. Cool. Do I want this grenade? Second thought. Combustion, combustion. Da, 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 da. No, not really. It's basically the same grenade, but a little bit worse. Rather take my chances getting hit by him than deal with that orb, honestly. That orb is nasty stuff. Level 6 boots. Sold. Item orb, 50% melee swing seed, 50% damage for 3 seconds. After killing an enemy, 20% damage while aiming. Sold? That sounds really good. Alright, this one does not look super fun. Let's just hit them with a grenade, like just in general. I forgot how shitty my grenade is. Okay, I'm getting jacked up. Oh no! No, I cornered myself! Switch, switch! Gonna die, gonna die! No! Leave me alone! No me gusta. Nice. Alright, switch. Nice. Alright, what do we got here? Better axe. Sold. I'm just not really reading the descriptions while I'm playing. 8.6. Tempest Judgment. Tempest Judgment. Tempest Judgment. For avoid tendrils, aim damage, weak spot damage. I like the lifesteal of my current gun. Not that I'm really using it. 1 second after dashing. Move quicker. Heck yeah.
Some kind of communication room. Maybe I can call for help.
If I live. Alright, let's there's a lot of thinking going on here. I don't really want to think. Seems like everybody's downstairs. Nope, not true. Throw that and just see if I can get a couple quick ones there. Don't know who's shooting at me. Whoop. I do like the unlimited ammo for a couple seconds on switch there. That's just kind of cool. Okay, cleared. Pretty decent little room right there. I thought I was going to have some kind of thing to do in here, but it doesn't seem like I am. Which is perfectly fine. Sorry for the abrupt cut there. My son woke up, so I had to take care of him real quick. I can confirm the checkpoint system works though, so that's kind of cool. Let's take a look at the weapons here. What's my health? 50 out of 128. Nice to see it there. Let's get that then. So this one apparently has multiple, which is cool to see, but interesting that the other ones did not. I currently like my loadout, so I am going to go ahead and upgrade the quality of my primary. So now I have 4.4% chance to mark a target whenever I hit them. I think I would rather upgrade the quality of this than upgrade both guns, so let's just go ahead and do that. Hits have a 3.8% chance to refund ammo. Interesting. Okay, so that'll be pretty useful. And we are going to move on to section 17. I don't know how many there are. I imagine there are quite a few. So there is a barrel over here that I would like to use, if at all possible. Let's hit this guy with melee to start it off. Whoa. Whoa. Somebody's going to come around the corner. Wait 2 seconds. Switch. Unload. Nice. Forgot that I have that ability that gives me the couple of seconds there. Oh, come on. Alright, we'll come back for that. Nope. Whoa. I like how they just get so confused whenever you go invisible. Whoa. There we go. Ah, shield guy. Dang. The visuals, man. The visuals are good. Dang. He's like posted up with a turret, which is a really big problem for me. Oh, a really beefy turret, too. I just took a ton of damage there because I was not paying attention. Just drop him. There we go. Good stuff. I love these like little rooms. Kind of funny that they have a little couch. Okay. Let's keep moving. There is this thing over here. I want to take a look at this. So 60% damage. It has shatter, higher shatter life. It's literally like the same gun, except I deal 25% more damage to enemies that are within 10 meters. So yeah, sold. Just gonna switch to it. This one is an axe. So ignite enemies instead of that, but it does a little bit more damage. So I'm just gonna switch out. I don't melee too awful much, so I think it just makes sense to grab that. Faster melee after dashing, I guess. Oh, okay. Got excited there. Let's do that. Drop him, drop that guy. Level 7 grenade. Oh, come on, man. I'm trying to figure out what grenade I want. Can't you see a man's reading? Ow. Okay, well, he got one off before he got me. Void tendrils? Sure. Void tendrils sounds sweet. Better chest plate by a little bit, and then melee weapon that I don't. Ooh. Another melee weapon. Okay, not same melee weapon. Whoops. Check out those void tendrils. Just get him in the foot. Tends to be how I win this engagement last time. Ah, I was gonna melee him, it was a mistake! Okay. We're good. Everything's good. Check out the item over here. 20% maximum health is pretty sweet. Alright, so...
Wonder what's on tap.
Nice little... Gives me like a Duke Nukem vibe, almost. In a way. Alright, so if I'm going to engage stuff, I want to stay out of view of that turret until I'm ready to deal with said turret. Okay, the AoE on that is huge. Like, insanely huge. So I don't want to be anywhere near them when they go off. Alright, so we are just gonna go ahead and turn that off so we don't get any more pings in the recording. It is too early for that. 7 and then that. Okay. Let's see. 50% weapon damage. Okay, I mean that's just all around quite good. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. I will say,
Some kind of control room. Maybe I can find some help.
alright, very cool. Looks like they're burning the bodies. There are some nasty looking enemies here. Don't really want to fight them, but I'm gonna have to. Yeah, as I was saying, that's one of the problems with international teams whenever you work in IT is sometimes they work really, really weird hours. I mean, this is what it is, but I'm not supposed to be working right now, but I just have my work laptop open, just listening, just seeing if anything is happening, and apparently it is, but not my problem, not right now. I'm not being paid to work, so I'm not going to work. I'm going to keep playing my game. Alright, let's hit that guy, and let's see how those guys move. Aggressively is the answer to that. So it seems more like I'm going to keep getting these exploding guys spawning until I deal with other enemies. Oh, here come the big ones. No, thank you. Alright, so it does seem like you can cheese the pathfinding a little bit. Very common kind of tactic. And we are just going to start unloading into them. Ow. 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 More ow. Dang, lots of ow. Okay, these guys suck. Oh, I'm gonna die here. This is how it ends, guys. There's no way I'm getting out of this. These things are way too tanky. And they shoot way too much poison. Like, way too much poison. Okay, but they're not melee guys like I thought they would be, so... For the most part, anyway. That was definitely some kind of melee attack there. Like, right as I said it, of course. Pull this out and let's just unload for, like, the 3 seconds of free ammo that I get. There we go. Heck yeah. Honestly, surprised I came out of that. Very surprised. About the same, actually a little bit worse of a helmet, so don't really want to mess with that. Alright, good stuff. Alright, let's see what this is. 15% shields, that's always good. Everything else is melee damage. I don't really want to mess with melee damage.
I killed that thing. That was messed up.
What do we got? Fabricator, upgrade, restore my health. That's kind of a given because I'm not the best FPS player out there. Upgrade that, get more damage. Upgrade that one twice, get a lot more damage. Heck yeah. Okay. Alright, let's just keep moving. I'm wondering when this honestly ends. Let's take a little coffee break really quick.
Oh hell, this can't be good.
So this is all on me. I just now looked on the upper left. Sector 20 of 30, so clearly this is going to be some kind of boss fight, and I have 30 more sections. I mean, 10 more sections. But this is going to be some kind of boss fighty area, would be my guess. I don't see spawners, so maybe it won't be a boss fight. Either way, this area is gnarly. Those guys seem to be buffing the turrets in some fashion. This area doesn't have turrets, so I might start here. They have whatever that is, though, and he had a lot of health. Switch to this, just so I can get them gone really quick. Alright, those guys are trying to kill me, those guys are trying to kill me. I mean, I don't really know what I expected, but... just drop those guys really quick. Okay, so now I have this whole side. Oh, okay. Okay. Those guys suck. Oh, and then one of them? Oh, man. Nothing about this is going good. Dang. Oh, they heal. They heal him. Okay, well, that's actually worse. I gotta get away from that guy. He will end me. But I can't do anything with those healing guys around. So I gotta go for the healers. But I can't get him to be alone. There we go. Alright, he's gonna take some shots. We're just gonna hide from those. Uh-oh. The dash is like really coming in clutch here. Come on, come on, come on. Expose. Expose your core. When I'm ready for it, not whenever you want to. Drop the turret. So those turrets are actually really squishy once you get them down. An 8-tier grenade. Yeah, sold. I don't really, like, I'm relying on my grenade a good bit, but, like, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world no matter which grenade I pick. I could have swore there was a second turret, but I don't see it, so maybe not. Alright, second one, restore 2 bullets per 5 meters traveled. It's interesting. I like that one, ranged enemies. Maybe I'll verse like a ranged boss or something, and that'll be super handy. That's a lot of enemies in one spot, so I don't really want to do anything with that. Let's just assassinate that guy, drop this guy, grab our new shiny pair of boots, and then I think the play here is just going to be to kind of sector fire this area. Switch, and then just start. Okay, you suck. Oh no, I hate those guys so much. Those guys I like because they kind of crack me up. Get that guy. Okay, couldn't really finish him off. That guy just queued up. There we go. Take him out if I can. Okay, another quick cut there. Getting interrupted all kinds today, but just finish that guy off real quick. I kind of want to look at this in the middle of a fight. Lost a little bit of health, but gained shields, which I maintain. I like shields more than health in most games, so not too concerned about it. Alright, let's see. Also, that's kind of why I tend to do 30-minute videos, is because 30 minutes is about the longest amount of time that I can get uninterrupted in life recently, so it is what it is. Flying enemies, they do kind of suck. I might get that. Alright, Sector 22.
Maybe someone in here survived.
Dude, what are you? Okay, you're just like a regular thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop him. Ow, should have known. Oh no. Okay. We are just gonna get jacked up. Glad I got flying enemy damage because that guy sucks. I was actually getting it for these guys because I hate them. But, hey, if it works for the other guys too, I'm on board. Okay, healing guy, gone. Let's focus on his weak point there. Maybe get him in one clip. Yeah, good stuff. One magazine, rather. Alright, interesting that there's nothing, like no environmental things to find. Definitely seems like whatever AI went rogue, rounded up all the people and killed them, so kind of wild. Don't really want that, even though it has a higher rate of fire. My build's kind of geared towards that. I just don't think it's going to be the right call. Secondary perk, plus 15%. Oh, okay. I still love that. And those are melee damage. I don't use that often. So it's...
brig on a colony ship. Space crime?
There's always space crime, dude. Same reason they have brigs on cruise ships, you know? People commit crime. Crime is crime. I do like that I got that ascended swap. So it seems like a little bit of like your progression path depends on the perks that you pick, obviously. But then, in addition to that, it seems like you can get, like, if you pick a certain perk, there are additional perks that are just kind of better. Just because I'm getting kind of close to the end here, I'm gonna upgrade my gear. I'm not all the way there yet, but I feel like it might make sense to kind of just get my gear higher up. I still have 7 more areas. God knows how long that's going to take, but hopefully not terribly long. Sector 24 got red, so that does not bode super well for me. Get that done. Throw that there. That's a missile. Okay. Well, the AoE on the missile is crap, apparently. Let's just drop him really quick before he gets that next one off. Ah, tier 9 grenade. Come on. Whoop. Good thing I was looking at the mini-map. 234, 230, yeah, mine actually increases with some scrap damage, so I might hold on to that instead. Tempest, 8.6, 50 mag size. 49 damage, but a little bit lower rate of fire. So the DPS is probably a little bit lower. Minigun's kind of cool. I do like my current build though, so I might just stick with it. Yeah, plus like it feels good, this build. Oh, I thought that was an enemy, but it's just
Wonder what this one said.
robots being roasted. So it does seem like people fought back. They let us try to get new food printer today. Good news, successfully printed a grilled cheese. Ooh, science experiment that failed. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Different gun. 2,000 armor. I feel like that's huge. I feel like that's insanely huge. Like, do I have a... Yeah. So I have 5,000 armor. That means I had 3,000 before, which... Yeah, okay, that's huge. That's a huge amount of armor. Okay, so... Let's just kick it off here. Get these guys down. Dang turret. I saw that there, so I wanted... Hoping that would get it, but it did not. Good stuff. I gotta remember, I get a lot of extra damage when I aim. Okay, so that AoE is bigger. I was just in cover when it hit last time, which is fair. No physics on the grenade? Which is interesting to see. Interesting. I just kind of realized that it just goes straight. And that's probably a game design decision because you're constantly in an area like this and you can't really look up and whip it. So I guess that makes sense. I guess something to think about there would just be, 40% chance to heal 5% of my health whenever it hits. I mean, that's not bad. It has chain lightning. I'm good. I like the scrap perk on that. As I was saying about grenades, yeah, so if you have like a constrained level design, like, you know, these are the assets you have, this is the aesthetic you went for, it might make sense to, shield. It might make sense to kind of, you know, make game design decisions like that where, you know, hey, grenades don't have any kind of like fall because all of my stuff is, you know, internal like this. You could also look at it as like, hey, I wanted to like restrict how far a player could throw a grenade. Oh, not that guy. Oh, I don't want to be down here. This is bad. I want out. Let's hit him with a grenade and keep moving. Let's reload this thing while we're thinking about it. But yeah, a very real decision that you can make there just based on... Ooh, I don't want it. I don't want the smoke. I don't want the smoke. Okay, so this is kind of like a wacky... It's a good level design, honestly. Okay, so he can... so he can kind of like cover gaps, but not all the time. So I might try to cheese it like that as we move forward here. Yeah, that's working for me until I fall down, and then I become the target again. Alright, so he is destroyed. Let's take out that guy. I haven't really been paying attention to the other guy because he hasn't really been doing much. I'm mostly concerned with this guy's dash. So I want to end him as soon as possible. Okay, so he can hit me up here, which is good to know. Would have been nice to know that a second ago. Let's switch and just unload into him. Maybe we can get him before he hits me. Not quite. Alright, and then this guy. Switch, and let's zoom in and take him out. Nice. Okay, good stuff. That was actually pretty good. There's a yellow item here. Ooh. Tier 9 knife. So I think it just attacks faster, which I'm in. I'm down for that. Seems like these guys had like a little last stand there. Melee damage, melee damage. I'm all in on shields at this point, so I'm just going to stay all in on shields at this point. Sector 26. Guess we're good on health. That's that. Alright, so let's just go ahead and... Ooh, we can get these to legendary. Sold. So shield going up. Let's upgrade that. Actually can't. Item quality upgrades exhausted. Okay, well, that's good to know. I wish I would have paid attention to that, but let's just get all this stuff up levels then. Just make sure we're keeping up. Wait, I'm confused. So, quality upgrades for that are exhausted, but it's not exhausted for this. Huh. Interesting. Whatever, I'll do it. Just a little confused. So that got me the lifesteal that the other grenade had that I didn't want to miss out on. So, alright, everything's up to level 10, so that should be pretty good. Give me like a pretty good advantage, or at least, you know, keep me along the curve, the power curve that I'm supposed to be on. God dang, do I hate these guys. This guy has a axe though, so I feel like he's gonna run after me. So I kind of want to engage him. Probably one of the last guys I engage, just because I'm gonna be kiting around a lot to avoid him. Let's just start here. Dodge the thing, dodge this guy, get shot by those guys. You know, the whole shebang. Okay, that healing is insanely powerful. Okay, this guy is a problem, but not as big of a problem as I anticipated. He's right behind me. Just want to make sure I got everybody else kind of before I deal with him, because he is going to take a second to finish. Let's just get him with the combustion. Should wear him down. Yeah, nice. Okay. Get our coins and move on. What do we got? 25% damage to elite enemies. That's kind of sweet. I'm sold with that. I think elite enemies are the ones with the special health bars from the looks of it. Alright, so there's no enemies over here. That's fine. Let's just get started then. So I should be doing more damage to him now with my upgraded thing. Didn't really matter though. He's still coming pretty good. Whoa. No. Haha, guess what? Da -da 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 -da. Oh, you dang. That just healed him back to full in like 2 seconds. So it's not even like a choice whether or not you handle healers first in this game. It's you heal, you gotta take them first or you're not killing the guy. Interesting. Interesting game choice, because that really makes you like change your focus. It doesn't give players a terrible amount of agency, because basically it's kill healer first or whatever. There's like no build that you can out DPS that. That's just an insane amount of healing and stuff. I'm gonna throw a grenade up there. Oh, I got them all. Heck yeah. Let's just drop these guys, keep moving, switch, and just unload. Works. Nice. Okay, so I think we had one over here. I just want to take a quick look at, make sure I'm not missing out on anything. 10, nope. 10, 10, nope. Ooh, nope. Okay, good. Let's keep moving. Let's see what we got here. 45% from the back. Okay. Proc chance. Backstab might be good. Just because sometimes I try to backstab and, you know, doesn't really work out for me. That guy's a rare enemy, so those are annoying. Let's backstab him, shoot that, get out of there really quick, dodge those guys, keep moving. Whoop. Ah, dang. Poison spider guy. I hate them. Just, oh, come on. Healer? Where? There he is. Can't get a good shot on him. Oh, come on. There we go. Like I said right there, like I had to derail everything I was trying to do to handle that healer, because there's no physical way that I'm winning that fight if there's a healer alive. Just get his sweet spot a lot here. Finish him off. Good stuff. Alright, so we still have this annoying guy, but we can just handle him like so, hopefully. Yeah, okay, and then reload, move, hit, nice, good stuff. Okay, none of these things are that good now for me, so I'm just gonna keep moving. There's a danger thing up there, which is wild. 30% fire rate for 5 seconds after swapping weapons. That should just make that weapon swap strat that I have even better.
What is that thing?
Oh yeah, Sector 30. Just realized that we were here. Is this gonna be some kind of bullet hell situation? Kinda. Okay. Just like matching patterns, which I'm pretty trash at. Doesn't seem to be switching up too much. Just go for that sweet spot while I can hold still here. Hit him with that so we can get a little bit of combustion on him maybe. No dice. Oh, that does just shred. Okay, so now he's shielded, so, okay, some enemies spawn, cool. Deal with these guys real quick, or as quick as possible anyway. Keep moving, I'm gonna run into him in a second, that's fine. Just handle him real quick, switch to this, and see if I can drop that guy. No, no luck. Alright, so we have that guy and this guy over here. Oh yeah, I like those guys more because they have like a little sweet spot above their head there. Let's see if I can just handle this dude really quick. Nice, good stuff. Reload this. Switch and switch maybe, and just unload. See how much damage we can get off here before he does whatever that is. So we're about half health. Definitely wish I was doing more damage here. Can I shoot those? Heck yeah. Nice, okay. Alright, so it doesn't seem like it goes out this far very often. So I might just hang out here for a second. I lied. I'm really relying on that whole switch weapon increase basically everything to do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. But this feels good. Like, this is how I imagined a lot of the game would be. So it's cool to see that there are definitely moments of just like pure chaos like this, where you're just trying to like skim by. I imagine, you know, this is zone 1. I imagine that higher tier zones are going to be harder. Good that I'm reloading right now, actually. So at least I'll have like a full mag going into the next fight here. I want to switch to this and just unload into that middle. Nice. Definitely want to dodge whatever that shot is. Oh, good stuff right there. Alright, let's switch. Don't really think he has a weak point whenever he's in this mode, which makes sense because you could get out a lot of damage in this mode. Almost done. Almost got him down. Might be able to get him here. Throw the grenade. Unload. Yeah, nice. Okay. Good little animation there. Anything that I can do by getting down there? Probably die if I jump down there, so I'm just not going to do it. Component cache. Huh, okay. Shield recharge delay. Reduces the delay. Increases the damage from your grenade. Increase your elemental damage. I like the idea of reducing my shields. That sounds good. I wonder if that's like the meta progression in the game.
Is that me? Where the hell is my face?
That's cool that it there's like absolutely no bobbing though. Kind of cool.
Okay, buddy. You know the drill. Don't panic. Keep it together. Just gonna hit the teleporter first. Maybe this log has some answers. Probably not, though.
So I launched in broken lands, adjusted UV cycle to 12 hours, spoke to her gently, dignified sounds. Okay, interesting. Let's see where this goes. Couple achievements. Always good to see Steam achievements. Gives players something to strive for. A little bit of currency, I'm guessing. Like, yeah, tech currency. Elemental unlock, so you can unlock like whole new elements like that, which is kind of interesting. New weapon skins? Okay. Didn't get it for the gun that I finished with though, which is interesting, so it doesn't seem to be based upon like what you used. Total 32 minutes run, which is pretty good. 165 kills, a lot of damage. My accuracy is not bad. Lots of scrap. That's my stuff I got. I like seeing this kind of thing, especially for people who are interested in like, hey, this is how I did my run. Take a screenshot of this, and you can kind of build out your best kind of build. It's always good to see. Okay, so the intro is not an actual intro. It is just how you come back in every time, which is interesting to see.
Die. How did I get back here?
Good question. Sigmail. Okay, so Sigmail just logs everything that you have found, which is cool. Botany for life. You have a profile. Guessing that's more from multiplayer, which is kind of cool. Pilot, Talon Squadron, cool. Alright, stat viewer, that's like all your stuff. And you can also view like what you have and haven't used before in runs. So that's a really good thing to see in like rouge-lites. Any kind of like collection mission, and to describe everything that you found so people can kind of plan out their best builds. That's a good one. A bestiary is also good. Keeping track of their kills is kind of smart. Makes you realize what you're fighting the most, like what's really common, everything like that. I like it. There's a lot of enemies here. I would love to see in further zones if it's truly new enemies or just reskinned enemies. Alright, so we have the paint station. And this is just everything that has been unlocked, which is kind of neat as far as paints go. So it seems like it's all based upon clearing certain missions about what you can collect. So very cool. Suit skins, didn't unlock any. That's just purely cosmetic. It's kind of funny that you can have suit skins whenever it's a first-person game, so you're not really paying attention to your suit. All you would really see is your gloves for the most part. Superior items. Collect more components to unlock. Alright, so those are like green components. I don't really know. During a run, superior items found. Superior items can be found from zone 2 onward. Okay, I was just going to critique that, hey, I would like to know how to get those. So it's kind of nice that it did explain to you how to get those. I just didn't see it. Tech components. So these are like your permanent meta upgrade stuff, I guess, which is very, very cool. I wonder, I do like the, so this is locked. Why is it locked? Can you explain that to me? Collect more components to upgrade. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, critique taken back. That's good. Maximum health, primary damage, secondary damage. Tech components during a run. I don't really understand though. Like, so do I have to find specific ones? Because why is primary damage locked, but secondary isn't, and that isn't? Oh. So the components have like little unique icons, which is telling me that, hey, like you have to find specific bits. Okay. I don't know if I love that system that kind of like just gates your progress rather than just letting the player have full agency to choose. Is what it is, I guess. By primary, secondary, and melee weapons. So that's just across the board. So I probably want that. Nice little upgrade UI flash there. Pickup distance, grenade AoE, cooldown, sprint, scrap drop, tech drop. Okay. So ways to improve your meta progression a little bit more. But nothing about dropping the components. Because tech is the other currency up there. I think just getting a across the board 10% upgrade is pretty good. And then 200% shield recharge rate is insane. So you're kind of restricted by a handful of things, but I kind of have enough tech to do pretty much anything I want. It does start to scale up pretty aggressively as you go for the tech costs, so maybe a little bit of points in everything I can get is smart, and then kind of figure out from there what I have left for. Grenade cooldown would be nice. Grenade AoE is nice. Sprint, moving faster is always nice in games like this. Ooh, max shield, I'm in. Shield recharge rate in. Yeah, like defense is probably going to be where I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. It's also I have the most parts, so upgrading our proc chance on stuff is going to be pretty nice too. And now I'm kind of to the point that I have to start making choices. Not really, I was able to pretty much do everything. I just didn't want to do the math. Okay. No, I mean, I think that's a good little upgrade path right there. I think that makes a lot of sense. And then if we take a look at the mission thing, so zone 1, progress 20%. So there's still some, locked difficulties there. But it looks like I got all the rewards possible. So, whatever. It does look like there's like a, kind of complete coast quarters and pinpoint to unlock that. So it looks like you unlock things by doing missions like that, which makes total sense. Yeah, makes total sense. And I do like that it explains to you, hey, you can unlock these things, you have unlocked these things, da-da-da-da-da. Like it. Love it. Overall, I think this is a really solid game. I really think it's kind of worth people's time to take a look at, especially because it just dropped into 1.0. I think it's a good little game, especially if you wanted to play with some friends, chit-chat the whole time. Nothing happened during this game that I really couldn't just kind of think and focus through. Definitely some spots where I went quiet, but hey, I mean, I'm wearing a Borg cube, basically, is what it looks like. Interesting. But overall, very solid. Love to see it. Good game design. Not overly priced, so I think they kind of nailed it on this one. I think this is a very solid little shooter. Yeah, Case of 41, signing off. See you guys next time.